Hi, I'm Julianne. I'm here at Con, and I'm joined by Whitney from Zoom, the head of brand and media. Whitney, it's so nice to see you.
So nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Just one question before we get started. You founded the National Karaoke League in 2008,
Yeah.
and you're performing tonight live. What song are you doing?
I am going to be singing Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. I
Oh.
figured, I didn't know how my voice would be after a night of can activities, so kind of something I could scream at people might be better.
Yeah, maybe some screaming in the heat, right? Awesome. Well, I love karaoke, so maybe I'll try to stop by.
There we go. I love that.
All right. So Zoom, it became a verb.
Yeah.
And most brands would kill for that.
Sure.
But you've been very open that it's kind of a problem, right? So what is it like to lead a brand out of a pigeonhole like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a double-edged sword because while we have 99% unaided brand awareness, people would kill for that number, but it's very shallow, tied just to meetings. Zoom is so much more than just meetings now. We have line of business solutions for CX professionals, marketing professionals, sales professionals, and even our traditional business has really expanded with our new AI and agentic tools. So now Zoom can actually take you wherever you're having a conversation, whether that's in a meeting, a chat, a customer service interaction, a sales pitch, even an IRL conversation like this one, and transcribe that, pull out the context and action items, and then actually automate those next steps by connecting into wherever you need to get work done. So whether that's our AI slides, sheets, Canvas products where you can actually say like generate the report based on what we talked about in the meeting, to things that are outside of Zoom, including, updating your Salesforce CRM, updating a Jira ticket, working in ServiceNow, all of those other things that you're typically switching back and forth between, that just adds friction, right? And so when you're able to simplify your tech stack and stay working in one main platform, it really just makes workflow a lot better. Yeah. So that's where Zoom is focused now. But for the challenge of how we get past being known as just meetings, right? It's really reintroducing the brand as a system of action for modern work. And that means going beyond just our end buyer and not just talking to the IT decision maker anymore. Right? So we're talking to consumers at large because IT decision makers are more than just their job title, right? They are married, they have friends, they have community groups that they're a part of. And so we want to make sure that when they are interacting with everyone else in their lives and someone mentions Zoom, that it doesn't just mean a meeting.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I love hearing that, especially as we're adopting more and more of your products too. It gets me excited, especially that Salesforce one. I was in sales for a long time, and that part is definitely painful. So you have said that AI will never replace the concepting of a creative team. And I completely agree. So I love that you said that. And it's a real human truth. But Zoom is an AI-powered productivity company. How do you handle both of those pieces together?
Yeah, I mean, I think the key there is you can use AI certainly to help you refine the insights that go into a creative brief. You can have it help you write the creative brief. But ultimately, generative AI systems are built on what has happened in the past, whatever models they were trained on. And so if you're looking for something completely new and differentiated, you're not going to be able to get that from something that's based on ideas that have already existed before. And so I think the value of cultivating creativity and wild ideas and encouraging still having that human heart in what you're doing is so important, and that's where the best ideas come from.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's where we just launched our largest brand campaign ever at Zoom. It was our Zoom Ahead campaign, and we knew the product truth, but we wanted to partner with a creative that was really able to go and tell that story in a completely unexpected way. So we hired a completely unexpected person to do it. We partnered with Colin Jost from SNL.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know that he has a production company, but we worked with him to write our entire commercial. He then brought in Bo and Yang, who starred in the commercial, and really going to a creative that is able to translate culture and comedy into product truth, that's just not something that any AI system that I've worked in, at least, could do.
Yeah. And I know it's not about me, but we just did a rebrand and we also did something a little out of the box. And one of our head of creative, he says, make me uncomfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
Bring an idea, make me uncomfortable. And I think that we all have very similar feelings with that. When you do, like, what's your recommendation for people to get them out of their creative or get them into a creative space?
Yeah. I always say that, like, humans, they mimic by nature, right? I mean, you see it starting with like infants, right? That they're mimicking what their parents are doing, and that's how they learn to be human. So if you want to be more creative, surround yourself with creative things. Read a book, a physical one, a real one. Go see a great film. Listen to music, not like, just Spotify feeding you one thing after another, but like sit down and listen to an album start to finish. So I think surrounding yourself with those creative inputs, that's going to help you to foster that creativity in yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love listening to an album, especially a record.
Yeah.
All right. So last question. You are very bullish on like in real life experiences.
Absolutely.
And same. I mean, you spoke multiple times at Con this week and you've been posting nonstop about how important that is to you, especially with like the constant AI like slop, right? Like you're just overwhelmed with that. But I feel sometimes it could be like a little ironic with the way that, Zoom started and where you're going to, create how nice it was to be virtually meeting with somebody and how easy. How do you like balance those?
Yeah. So I am very bullish that events are back with a vengeance. And I think that's just a demonstration of how much we're all craving community right now. Feeling like something was created for you or curated with your taste in mind, that is why people are turning to like creators and things rather than traditional news media, and why we're seeing them want to participate in experiential and IRL events. I mean, look at what's happening behind us, right? And so I think the key for brands and how they do that is to think not only of their IRL events that they're holding, but how they can also scale those experiences into a bigger impact. So what we're doing at Zoom, for example, is we just recently hosted an event called Take Back Lunch. How many of us have eaten a sad salad at your desk off camera? You're like, sorry, I'm eating, right? Our message is that if you're using Zoom's AI tools, you can save 30 minutes in your day to go take an actual lunch break. So, touch grass, get outside, take a real lunch break. And so we served up 3 days, 1,100 smash burgers in New York in our Hard Stop Burger Shop. But that was only accessible to people that were in New York. So how do we make that a larger experience, right? And for us, the key was creating a virtual version of that experience that also felt curated and bespoke to our virtual attendees. So we set up fake Zoom webinars called like Synergy Sync 2.0 that could hold people's calendars. They could sign up for those. And that way, if the boss is looking at your calendar, you can still take the time. And then for people that signed up for those webinars, we delivered free Uber Eats gift cards. So they got the same free lunch experience as our IRL experience. Over 1 million people went to that website and pledged to take back their lunch. So, I mean, that's a great example of, yes, we reached 1,100 people in person, and it was such an amazing experience. And those people had a connection to Zoom that you can't replicate. But we were also able to then get people on our website, scale that up, prove the ROI. And when you're able to merge the IRL and the virtual, that's where we're seeing so much success.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I would like the website, and I would love a smash burger right now. I'm so hungry. Last quick question. Is there any ad right now that you're a little jealous of? Okay, what is it?
Okay. It's the Disney Cruise Line ad. So I'm a Disney adult. I'm just going to admit that. But this Disney Cruise Line ad, it shows like the journey of a father and son going on a Disney cruise, and like the kid can't sleep, so they go on a midnight walk. And then like over the years, the kid starts to grow up. Now he's like a surly teenager, but they still go on their midnight walk. And then finally, it's actually that he's the dad, and the granddad gets up at midnight to join his son and his grandchild for the midnight walk. Like, how dare you, Disney, make me cry at a commercial? And I mean, I thought it was one of the best ads this year. So very jealous of that one.
Yeah, well, it makes you feel something. I mean, I just got chills, and it's how hot outside, right? I'm sweating. But thank you so much, Whitney, for joining me, and good luck with the karaoke tonight.
Yes,
I hope
thank
it
you.
goes well, and thank you all.
Thank you.